Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 93 of Heard You Like Me. Oh, there's so many E. And this one is titled Complete Opposite of Relaxed. I'm just slowly, if you look at the chapter titles for the last three, I think it's Relaxed, Not Relaxed, and then Complete Opposite of Relaxed. I just thought that was funny. I'm a bit weird. Anyway, here's the chapter. As you sprinted past this tree, something large and black stepped out, and you jumped swiftly to your right to avoid whatever it was, and then glanced at it. A rather large black sun bear had stepped out, and you were about to ignore it and keep going, but it blocked the path of Kiri the Golden behind you and roared at him. Poor Kiri was still not 100% sure what was going on with all these sudden animals around the place, and his internal monologue reflected that. "Oh no! Is that a bear? A real bear? It's huge! I think I'd better run the other way now," he thought with a whine and a squeal as he jammed the brakes on and skidded to a stop, and then shoved his tail between his legs and shot off in the other direction. You had stopped by now to watch the commotion, and paused when the bear swung its head around and looked at you. "Oh, this poor cat," you heard the inner voice of Momo. "I don't know what's going on, but at least I saved it from that dog." Feeling a sudden rush of temporary relief, you bolted back to Momo the bear and rubbed against her front leg, arching your back and purring wildly as you did so. "If I'm a bear," Momo thought, "I wonder who this is. Is it someone that knows me?" she wondered. You looked up at her. "It's me," you meowed at her. She stared at you through her bare eyes and then suddenly realised that you had replied to her inner thoughts. "It's Yin. Is it you, Yin?" she asked, bending her head down to sniff at the top of your head. You reached your fluffy head up and booped it against her nose, which made her recoil a little, but that small gesture that you had done had just confirmed it was you. "Oh, Yin," she said in her mind, letting out a short bear huff. "What do we do? I don't know what to do. I woke up and I felt funny, so I came outside for some air, and that's when I realised I was a bear. Who's going to save us? Who did this to us?" she asked internally, her little bear face being pulled into all sorts of expressions as she struggled to accept this new reality. "I don't know either," you thought back as you looked up into her bare face. "What if we can't turn back into human? What if we get taken away or killed because we're trespassing on property?" You pushed your little body closer to hers, starting to feel a little panicked by these intrusive thoughts. "I've no way to communicate with people," you thought as your little kitty heart pounded in your chest. "I don't know how to find out who did this." You could feel the stress starting to overwhelm you, and Momo could feel your little panic through her bare senses, and so bent her head down to yours and did her best to comfort you. "We'll be okay. I can feel you shaking, Yin. Please don't shake. Please don't stress," you heard her say in her mind. Just then you saw a torchlight from where you were underneath Momo's bare fur, and you poked your head out to see who it was. "Hey!" you heard Mina's voice. "A bear?" You got out from under Momo and looked at Mina as she ran towards you both. "And a cat? Yeah, you two are definitely human," she said, and you ran towards her. "Mina, you're not affected?" you thought as you raced towards her and jumped into her arms when she crouched down. "I'm not sure who you are, but you obviously know me," Mina chuckled. "It looks like everyone's been affected except for me and Tokoyami," she added. "I've done my best to round everyone up, but some animals aren't super getting along. It appears some have taken on more animal qualities than human," she mused as she held you. "And bear?" she said, addressing Momo. "You're human too, aren't you?" Momo nodded her head. "Oh, hey, you can nod your head. Okay, let me figure out who you are," she said. I've already found Hagakure, she's a peacock. Jirou is a red panda. Yurenika is a piglet. Tui is a frog. No surprises there. It was actually kind of hard to spot her, though. I thought she was a real frog. Yikes, you thought. Which leaves Momo and Yin. "Wait," Mina said. "Momo, are you this little kitty?" she asked, lifting you up into the air and looking at you. "No, it's me," you meowed. "Oh, Momo, you're so cute as a kitty," Mina gasped, thinking you had replied to her to confirm that your identity was Momo. Just then the bear roared and you both looked over at it. The bear was sitting on its backside with one arm up, waving, and if you could have laughed, you would have. It just looked so comical. "Wait, Momo, you're the bear?" Mina asked. The bear nodded its head. "So this kitty's Yin?" Mina asked as she brought you back down to her level. You purred and meowed, and then rubbed in under her chin and she laughed. "Yeah, you're Yin, and it makes sense that you and Momo, Mama Bear, would be together," she said. "Though Jirou looks really cute as a red panda." "I wonder who all the boys are," you thought as Mina turned. "Come on, Momo, let's make sure you're all together," she said, still carrying you in her arms. "Tokoyami's taking care of the boys. I have no idea who is who," Mina said as she led the way back to the cabins where you were all staying. It's complete madness in the boys' cabin. There's a dog, a porcupine, little soft fluffy bunny, penguin. Someone has obviously quirked us all. But who is it, and how do we stop them or get them to reverse it? She asked you, but obviously it was a rhetorical question since you couldn't answer. She led you and Momo back to the cabin and opened the door to let you both in. Okay, stay here, she said. I'm going to go check on the boys and then I'll be back. She put you down on the floor and you turned and sat, watching as she left. There's not really anything else I can do right now, you thought, before turning and walking to your bed and then jumping up on it to curl up and rest. Thankfully, the girls were all civil, and you could all rest without anyone having a go at anyone. But you didn't get to rest long because before long, you heard people approaching the door and you looked up as Mina and another person entered the cabin. Yeah, I've managed to keep them all in here, you heard Mina say to the person. They're all pretty civil. Oh, well done, the other voice said, stepping into the room to look at you all. You cocked your head as you looked at the person in Mina's torchlight. This person looks familiar, you thought as you watched them. Then you realised who they were, and the hair stood up on your entire body. Mina saw your reaction and cocked her head at you. What's wrong, Yin? She asked, shining the torch on you. You hissed wildly and growled loudly, standing there in the spotlight. Oh, I think this kitty wants to be helped first, the newcomer said. But I'll deal with them as soon as I've helped this cute little fluffy bunny first. My absolute favourite, the girl said, holding up the bunny in her hands. You tuned into the inner voice of the bunny to hear absolute panic going on. No, 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 no! Someone help me! Please, someone help me! She's going to kill me and eat me! You heard the voice of Denki screaming. It's her! It's that girl that he was talking to that was a bit weird. I knew I recognised her, you thought, throwing yourself from the bed and launching an attack on this girl to make her drop Denki. Thankfully, she wasn't expecting you to attack her, so she dropped Denki Bunny in surprise and he took off under your bed, cowering there while you kept this girl occupied. Momo, as the bear, noted that something was wrong, and although she believed this girl was there to help, she respected that you wouldn't just attack someone at random, and so roared and started ambling towards the girl and Mina. Momo, wait! Mina shouted. Calm down! What's wrong with everyone? You were still randomly jumping, scratching, and biting at this girl, and she was screaming and flailing around like you wouldn't believe. It was then that you saw her watch on her wrist and noticed, in the flash of the torchlight, that it didn't have numbers on it, but animals. Does this have something to do with it? You wondered, making a flying leap for her arm and biting down on her watch. Well, unfortunately, we have to leave it there. Am I going to get thrown tomatoes at again? Or popcorn? Or guys, I'm sorry. Stay tuned for tomorrow. More Sarah coming tomorrow. And I'll see you next week for more Heard You Like Me.